Greetings and salutations, my friends. I was going to say my videos. What? That doesn't even make any sense. Welcome to the Ramble. Today, kind of things to talk about. A big sort of channel update. What's going on with the various different series and all that sort of stuff. Also, I want to talk about something a bit more serious. But I think it's good to talk about, as you'll find out in a minute. Firstly, let's give you a quick sort of channel update. I'll try and keep this one short and sweet. Not known for that on the Ramble, but I'm going to try and attempt it. So, as it stands at the moment, we have the Stanley Parable, which comes out 6 days a week. Tons of people are enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. It's such a weird and different challenge for me, not being in control of transfers, but absolutely loving it. It was never planned to be a big, long series. I think it will go... we've just started off a new season, the third season, and I've said if we don't hit playoffs this season, it'll end then. If we hit playoffs, then I'll maybe give it one more year to get promoted, and if we don't get promoted... So it probably will last maybe 10, 20 more episodes. And on the horizon is also the Fort William save, and people have been asking, well, when is that going to start? And it probably will be about a week's time. It will run in conjunction with the Stanley Parable. So the Stanley Parable will be 6 days a week. The Fort William save, it's going to be pure Football Manager, no sort of skits and stuff. I might add a little, sprinkle of Loki bollocks in there. Sprinkle of Loki bollocks. That's what everyone wants for Christmas. And I plan to do that 6 days a week as well. So it'll be 7 p.m. for the Stanley Parable, 9 p.m. for Fort William. It's a little bit easier for me to record the Fort William save because I don't have to do all the skits and stuff, so it's a little bit less planning. But also I want to make the sort of videos, especially early on in the season, a little bit closer together with less games in between, because I really want to go in depth with this. And the Fort William save is going to be a long-term save, as we're starting off in the Highland League with the worst team in the country, literally the worst team in the country. Go check them out. Go read some stuff on Fort William. They are horrific. I think they averaged 8-0 loss or something last season. The only reason they're still in the Highland League is they literally are not allowed to be relegated. They can't get relegated. So that's going to be really fun. And that's going to, like I said, so we'll have both those series running in conjunction, 6 days a week, all that good stuff. The big news is, and I mentioned it briefly in another episode, once the Stanley Parable finishes in 10, 20 episodes' time, the Journeyman will return. The Journeyman is coming back to YouTube. It's not going to be a worldwide Journeyman. I'm not going to give you all the details now. It's going to be aimed at a particular area of the world that I haven't done too much managing in. That's all I'm going to give you, and it will be back in all its glory. So that will replace the Stanley Parable, 6 days a week, and all that sort of good stuff. Also, that doesn't mean that the Journeyman on Twitch has ended. It's not. I'm continuing the Journeyman on Twitch. We are having a shit ton of fun. Currently looking for a new job. I'm going to be streaming quite a bit this weekend because Curly's away to visit some friends for the weekend. So I've got a bit more time. We're going to do some streaming of that. And I'm absolutely loving that. I love the interaction, voting on teams to go to and all that sort of good stuff. So if you do get the chance, come and check out the Twitch stream. So everybody is going to get everything they ever wanted. I'm hoping. I think that covers all the bases. We've got the really interesting, fun idea that is Stanley Parable. That's something a bit different for me, followed by the classic, pretty much the biggest thing that made my channel grow, the Journeyman. And this is almost the Journeyman I did last year, but I decided to go worldwide. This year's Journeyman I'm very much looking forward to it, because it's one of my favourite areas. That's all I'm giving. That's all I'm giving you. And then also we've got the Fort William save, which is going to run very closely to what Accrington... No, Accrington? No, I don't mean Accrington. Who do I mean? Why can I never remember the name? Because... What is it? What... I have to look it up. I can't remember. It's gone out of my head. It's weird. I've not been able to think of this. I've had to look it up 5 times, but my brain will not accept the information for any longer than the time I need to say it. What is it? Altrincham. Right. The Altrincham is one of my favourite ever saves. That is the essence of how I play Football Manager. And it's going to be very much like that with Fort William. Hopefully we're going to get some good youth talent through, if we have any facilities whatsoever, or just get a bit of luck. And that's going to be a very long-term save. So then the Journeyman is going to obviously be a long-term save as well, and that'll run alongside the Altrincham save. There will be odds and ends of other videos, other games, as always. I don't make videos on other games because I feel like I need to. I only make them if I'm interested in the game. So that's why sometimes there's going to be a month where there's no other games. Sometimes there'll be 2 on the go. They will be on top of the other videos. So Monday to Saturday, there will be guaranteed, once the Fort William save starts, 2 videos a day, followed by the Ramble as always on Sunday. No FM on Sunday, Ramble on Sunday. And then that will be replaced with a Journeyman, but still 2 videos a day, plus the Twitch save, plus all that good stuff. Because what I've decided is I don't need sleep. I think that might be the way. I think that might be the future. Because without sleep, you gain extra hours, and that's never a bad thing. So I hope that I think that covers my bases as to what I enjoy about Football Manager. I love the interaction of the Journeyman on Twitch, but I also love that silly skits that we do on the Journeyman. You know, starting off in the job centre will be. I'm looking forward to that because that reminds me of the previous 2 Journeymans and stuff. You're allowed to speculate in the comments as to where we're going to go, but I'm not going to tell you if you're right. And so that's pretty much it. I think I've covered all the bases. Last thing I want to talk about, a bit more serious this one. I want to say thank you, firstly, to everyone that has ever supported my page, YouTube channel. When I thought about what I wanted to make this channel be before I'd even put up my first video, I did plenty of thinking. You know, do I want to go for this sort of different styles of videos? You can have these sort of heavily edited videos, or stuff, or add in a bunch of graphics, and you know, various different ways you can go about making YouTube videos. And I wanted my first goal, the first almost line that me and Curly agreed was, I want to play Football Manager as if me and Mum, you're sitting there with me, we're having a drink, cup of tea, beer, joint, or whatever, and we are just sitting there having a bit of a chat, talking shit and playing Football Manager, the game we all love. And it's very nice that incredibly regularly I get a DM on Twitter or an email or a message on Patreon to say thank you for providing hours of entertainment. And there is one thing that I want to bring up about this. I don't often get too serious on this channel. I like it to be light and fluffy, but I do want to address it. And I'm not qualified in any way to speak about this, so I'm just going to pass along my pearls of wisdom, if that's what they are. And that is, I regularly, incredibly regularly, get messages from people saying that they are either going through a really tough time in life at the moment, or were going through a really, really tough time in life at the moment. And that could just be school-related or work-related or stress at home or, relationship problems or proper full-blown depression and things like this. And I get lovely messages from people saying that they have these issues, and my videos provide an outlet for them, so they can just turn on my video and they're just going to get half an hour of me talking bollocks, and they can kind of, you can forget your worries. You know what it's like when you have a bad day and you just turn on whatever your favourite program is and just, you can forget it, but you're not thinking about it for an hour or two. So, and I get too many, and I'm not saying don't send me those messages. I'm incredibly grateful that you want to share that stuff with me, but the fact of the matter is that so many people are going through a tough time. And I'm going to repeat the advice that pretty much always gets given, but I think it's important to say, and that is talk to people. Talk to people. It's amazing that if you are feeling down or you have depression, that you're able to reach out to me. That means an incredible amount to me, that you can. It's always hard, especially as a bloke, because we're supposed to be blokies, football, birds, etc. And we're not, it's only become okay in recent years for us to be able to cry at movies, for Christ's sake. That's incredibly sad. Lion King gets me every time. But what I want to say is that if you are feeling that way, it's great that you reached out to me and let me know, and I'm incredibly grateful. Take that next step and reach out to people within your circle of friends or your family, real life people that can give you a hug or whatever. Sometimes that's all it needs. Sometimes just speaking about something like that is a release. You're not holding this thing back. So if you are feeling absolute shitty for whatever reason, however silly you might think it is, or you might think other people might think it is, reach out, because guaranteed your family, unless they're absolute dickheads, and we've all got a few family members like the mad uncle or the racist auntie, reach out to the good family members and just explain, just say, I'm feeling really shit, or reach out to your buddies. And I know it can be a hard thing, like you say, when you get a group of lads together and it's all football birds, boobs and stuff like that, that it can be tough to do that. But you'll get a good reaction. And if you don't get a good reaction, they're probably not that great a friend anyway. But just open up and go talk to someone. Like I said, just talking about that stuff can really help. And if you are at all worried that you actually are suffering from depression, go and see a doctor. It's not weakness to talk about this stuff. It's not weakness to go to a doctor. That's why there is help and there is doctors and specialists and drugs and stuff, because it's a real thing that exists. And like, I don't know if you guys have heard of this thing called the Movember thing, where people raise money for charity by growing a moustache. And it was to do with men's health and all that sort of stuff. But they're also this year helping out with, because the male suicide rate is higher than it's ever been. It's off the charts, and a lot of that is to do because people feel alone. So I just want to say, once again, reiterate, just talk to someone, talk to your mate, talk to your family, talk to your friends. It'll be worth it, trust me. You might feel like a dick doing it, you might feel like you're putting a burden on someone doing it, but trust me, it'll be better in the long run if you do, honestly. Right, ooh, serious Loki. Also, I should do a funny face or something now. Right, there we go, my friends. Channel update, talking about depression. That's just how we roll around here. Nothing should be off limits. It's important we talk about this stuff. And I might be a tiny little speck of a voice in the great wide world, or even on YouTube with a tiny channel. But if it makes one of you guys that's feeling shitty go and talk to your mate about it, then 100% worth it. Good. Perfect. Thank you again. Thank you for watching. How did I do it? What? 13 minutes, boys. That could be a new PB. Right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. I love you all. Bye-bye.